Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
OMG. Facts. Facts as in facts or opinions, as opposed to facts. The facts. OMG facts on Twitter has how many millions of followers? And get this, that Twitter handle, omg facts, is run by a 17-year-old. He emailed me, just the other day, with a series of questions that apparently are related to something that is a part of his senior project. And I'll get to that website in just a bit. He says, "Hey, Chris, my name is Dorian Deck," or is it Adrian? I'm not exactly sure how to say that aloud. I apologize. He says, "I have 50,000 subscribers on my own YouTube channel and the creator of OMG Facts on Twitter. Dave Moyer recommended me to email you about this, and one of my greatest buddies, Lamar Wilson, who we also know from YouTube, who works, with us. He knows me too, obviously. So I got that referral from two people. He wrote me a letter of recommendation as well. Lamar did. Anyways, I'm doing a senior project on the communication and business of social media today, garnering interviews from people who have had success on the internet for the research paper portion of the project. And I know very well you had some success." Now, he didn't do that. That's my own addition. Obviously, it's just email. He couldn't do that. "So let me know if this is a problem. It's 100% fine if you can't do it, but I'd really appreciate if you were able to answer a few simple questions for me." Well, considering this kid has done so much, he's done more at his age than I have at my age, seemingly. I've got 4 followers on Twitter at this point in time. Anyway, the name of the website where you can learn more about the project portion of his senior project is Yousposure, YOUSPOSURE.com, Yousposure, where he's highlighted a handful of other YouTubers who may not be as well known as some YouTubers you may know. So it's kind of a nice way for you to discover people and projects that he believes are interesting to expose, giving them exposure, YouTube exposure, or Yousposure. So now that we've set that up, in your personal definition, what exactly is it you do? I do a lot, honestly, whether it's consulting in a business capacity, producing content like I'm doing right now. I help people find solutions at the end of the day. And what I enjoy doing is seeing different pieces laid out in front of me, pieces that may be scattered and may have no logical connection whatsoever, and picking up this piece and making it fit with this piece to come up with a completely different thing. That's what I do. I put pieces of the puzzle together. And usually this works out pretty well. For instance, I was surfing around last night and discovered a Google Chrome extension which could filter out or mute tweets on Twitter, as opposed to tweets from the post office, unless they're on Twitter. Either way, this was on the night before the Super Bowl, which ran today, at least the day that we were recording this video. And I knew that so many people would be frustrated with all the Super Bowl tweets jamming up their timeline. And so I thought, what if we did an article about how to block Super Bowl tweets on Twitter? So I fired this off to one of our managing editors, Jake Ludington, on at Lockernome, my business entity, and immediately he turned around an article, and that thing got so much traffic, that one article. We just highlighted this certain extension that can mute tweets. I can't even remember the name of it right now. I could pull it up. Actually, I'd probably better pull it up. Anyway, we told people where they could find a way to mute Super Bowl tweets, and then titled the article appropriately. So let me pull it up before I forget. It's something you can install in Google Chrome right now, obviously. It's free. Tweet, I think, unless I can't find, there we go. Slipstream. There we go, Slipstream. So I discovered this extension, Slipstream, and figured out that people could use it to mute Super Bowl tweets. We created an article. It helped a lot of people, got a lot of retweets, like thousands upon thousands of clicks and retweets and reposts. It was very, very useful. So that's putting two pieces of the puzzle together to help people, and that's what I do, whether I'm creating content and generating revenue through advertising or sponsorship, or I'm actually being invited in to talk to companies or individuals, and they pay me for my time. So that's how I do what I do, and I don't know how to explain that other than just me being me. That's what I do. Just put things together, be myself, and make money. with a few different things in between. I have no other way of explaining it. What age and how long ago did you start using the internet? This is likely somewhere on Wikipedia at this point in time, but the first time I got online was in 1992, and I was about, maybe, no, 18 or 19 years old, right around there. Very good, unless I said 1992 before someone else did there. I've said it a few times, but it's worth saying again. I was hooked from the first email I sent. This was long before there was a web, even, or if there was a web, no one knew about it. So I've figured out, not immediately, but eventually, about 4 or 5 years later, how to actually carve a career out of the things that I do using the internet. Again, a piece of the puzzle. So I could write well. I could communicate well. I love finding new software. The internet allowed me to communicate with a lot of people and didn't cost a lot of money to get out there, and I could generate money through advertising. And that's exactly how it worked at the end of the day. And so yeah, see how that all comes together? I was doing one thing, something else came along, and I figured out how to do two things together. Briefly, that's how he prefaced this sentence. Briefly, how did you get to where you are now? Non-stop effort and work. This is a job. And as much as you would want to sit there and say, anybody can do this, it's not true. A lot of people try to do it, but they can't for one reason or another. And there are a lot of things that could keep them from seeing success. It's constant work. If you do not have the mindset and a work ethic that keeps you going every single day, what I do would never work for you. Absolutely not. But I got to where I am now because I'm constantly doing something, constantly looking at the trends, constantly shifting focus. I mean, YouTube wasn't around way back when. That didn't mean I wasn't doing video. Blogging wasn't around way back when. Doesn't mean I wasn't doing writing online. So, you just got to stay on top of things. Or really, well, you're not going to do too well, by and large. Even big services that are hugely popular could disappear almost overnight. Think about some of the bigger brands that you know of that just aren't relevant or as much as they used to be. So it's constant work, but you know what? To me, it's not just work, it's fun. I realized that wasn't exactly brief. How long did it take to get to where you are? Okay, guys, I need help with math. I'm not exactly the sharpest tool in the bunch. Sharpest tool in the shed. I was mixing metaphors. Brightest bulb in the bunch. All right, let's do this. 1992 minus. Actually, no. I've been working at this longer than that. But let's say 1996 when Locker Room officially started minus. What's this year? 2011. 15 years. A decade and a half. Longer than so many of you have even been alive. Kind of sad. That's how long it took, and it probably took longer than that if I think about it. Let's see here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 20 years into this as a career. I would hope to say closer to retirement. Certainly having a lot of my duckies been lined up to this point. I would like to continue to expand that, making a better effort at helping people do what they want to do. I would, in 5 years' time, want to pursue more of the media agency model where I'm able to help businesses and individuals do what they want to do. Right now, I'm doing a little bit of that, but primarily doing the content work, really being in the trenches. But 5 years from now, basically using my last name as and leveraging that and creating a media agency around my last name. How much money could I expect to make doing what you do with your networking and blogging? Well, I think you got, an amazing start. In fact, you could probably sell omg-facts off for more money than I could ever possibly hope to make. And if you want to, I'd love to work with you on that. Boy, you tell you what, I know how to monetize anything. Either way, I would actually be building that continuously, and you should have generated enough revenue that you could live off the interest for the rest of your life and be happy. In fact, you should be able to do that with a property like you've built specifically with omg-facts. What do you think has been the most significant change in your life because of the internet, and what have you done with it? in your life. Well, I guess I didn't exactly grow up on the internet, but my career wouldn't exist without the internet, honestly. And I would sit there and say the biggest change in my life has been personal, but that's not true, because a lot of my personal life has been, tied into the internet. I've learned how to kind of cut back on a lot of the things that I share online, and for a lot of reasons, because I'm very public in many things that I do, and I don't want people looking into my personal life, so I don't share a lot of my personal life as much anymore. I would say the significant change in my life is actually creating a career. This, even when I started down the path of, well, at that point, elementary education with a theater minor, ended up graduating with a degree in English education, and I didn't get a creative writing minor. I missed it by like 1 credit. I didn't want to take 1 class. It was expository writing, which I thought had nothing to do with creative writing. Either way, what have I done with it? Well, I'm sitting here on a Sunday night talking to people online, or at least answering questions and recording them in a live capacity. And I thought, what better way to respond to your project, even if I didn't say your name correctly, what better way to do that than actually record a video? We'll upload it to our channel. We'll send some link love over to your YouTube channel. Of course, everyone and their grandmother knows about omg-facts, but certainly exposure would be something that other YouTubers would ascribe to be included on. So I'm glad that you made the connection through both Dave and Lamar. I have no doubt in my mind that one day you will be my boss. Of course, I'm just being a bit facetious, but maybe not. Either way, good luck with your project. My niece is